Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final day of the video challenge. I see everyone is already populating in the chat. Thank you so much for hopping back in. For those of you who are maybe new, I am Hallease, a digital storyteller, video producer, content creator, former Adobe creative resident. Basically, I be on the internet. For real, for real. And today is our last day of our video challenge. So, quick recap. We provided you with some amazing source files of Andrew and I creating a fake podcast together over StreamYard. And throughout the week, we've just been trying to work through it and see what we can make. I will say, I think, me myself, I feel like yesterday was an amazing breakthrough day because we were able to create that stellar opener for it using the essential graphics panel and just a pre-built template. But today we're going to go a little bit deeper into captions to kind of follow up from yesterday. And then we're also going to resize the cold open that we created for our video podcast into like a little social media blip to promote the full episode, if you will. So yeah, we'll see how far we get as per usual, because sometimes I be rambling. Make sure to check out the files, which I see Anika, our lovely moderator, has just thrown into the chat. Thank you. By the way, hello YouTube people. I can't see your chat. I can only see the Behance one. But I'm with you in spirit. Thank you so much for coming. And with that, let us go ahead and hop over to my screen. So you'll remember where we left off. I think, just so we can all just remember how amazing it was to create this opener. I just want to play it again for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you didn't watch day 3, we made this amazing opener together. And look at that, fake podcast. Can we talk about it? So we made that amazing opener together real quick. And now, now I feel like we should actually have a podcast together, me and Andrew. But anyway, we also went through and turned on our closed captions for the entire thing based on using the text-based editing feature in Premiere. So let me go ahead and switch to that workspace so you can just kind of see what it is. And you'll see, yeah, we took our initial transcript, which is over here on this side of the screen. We took our initial transcript of everything that I had cut together ahead of the last one, ahead of our last live. And now it's all represented on our timeline in this subtitle track right here. And you can see the text itself. I'm going to go ahead and mute everything so we're not hearing us talk too much. But you can see that the text itself is just like, it's super basic text, right? So we're going to go through now and just kind of clean it up, make it look cute. You know what I'm saying? Make it look on brand, if you will. So it's quite easy to adjust all of your subtitle text at once in Premiere Pro once you've thrown it onto the timeline. So just highlighting everything at once. Premiere's a little scared. Okay, it got there. I should have given it a minute. Sorry. Highlighting everything at once it'll automatically adjust your essential graphics panel to now be able to edit all the text simultaneously. We need a name for this fake podcast, though. We really do. If anyone has any names in the chat, throw them in and make sure like Andrew gets to see what we got going on. Because yeah. Okay, so we have all of our text highlighted, and now you'll notice the essential graphics panel has essentially changed to now help us be able to edit all of the text, the look and feel of the text. So, everything you would normally want to control is in here. We can change our font, we can do, maybe you have some font packs that you've gotten from Adobe fonts that you've turned on. You can hop over there, mess around, see what they got, turn them on, add them in. I already have so many fonts on my computer, so we're just going to work with ones I have. I would say let's try this. I mean, and see, that feels very bold. That feels very like, Instagrammable, if you will. And then Yeah, well, I guess we'll stick with the italic. The other thing that I would say is I usually don't like to have my text this low. You'll see our safe margins are here, and it's right sitting right at the lowest safe margin, which is usually not a safe bet. That's why the safe margins are there to let you know that. So, I'm just gonna adjust the vertical position up to not be in the way per se, but just to kind of move everything up a little bit. And then let's say I'd want to change the color. We can always go with white. It's simple, it's clean, etc. But I mean, this is another opportunity for you to play around with branding. Like, does your channel have a specific color, look, and feel? You know what I'm saying? Does your podcast have a color, look, and feel? This is where you can start to bring all that kind of stuff in. I always like to keep things calm, so I'm always going to go for a nice blue situation. That's just me. Maybe a little brighter though, so it stands out. And then let's make sure it's video safe. There we go. Let's go with that. I don't hate that. It's not too bad. I think I'm also going to adjust the stroke a little bit, just so we have a little something something. Could do a black stroke. Don't hate that either. I think if I did stroke, I would drop the drop shadow though. Don't really need that. Yeah. How do we feel about this, y'all? Maybe 2. I mean, maybe 3. Split the difference. Eh, something. So let's say that we really like the way this looks, right? And it's like totally on brand for the podcast. This is how we know we're always going to do our subtitles for anything and everything we create. You know what I'm saying? What we can do is then make this a track style, so if you haven't messed around with that, in the Essential Graphics panel, you'll see this called track style right here. And right now it's set to none because we don't have anything already saved in regards to how we want our text to look. If you go down, oh, wait. Oh, because I have too many highlighted. Right, forgot. So the other thing you need to do to create a track style is you just need to have one clip highlighted. So because I had everything was turned off. But yeah, so then if we go down, we can hit create style now. And that'll bring up this new box here where you can essentially name what you want your new track style to be. I'm going to call this Fake Podcast Blue. Keep it real simple. And I'm going to hit OK. And so now you'll see the track style is represented there, Fake Podcast Blue. And you'll also notice in our project panel, we now have a new file there called Fake Podcast Blue as well. And that is essentially where Premiere has saved all the data of all the parameters that we put in for our text, position, and everything. So if we try to mess up something, let's say we highlight all of these, right? And I don't know, we make them all just like way bigger than they should be, right? And we change everything and then we shift the color. I don't know. Like we just mess it up, right? Now all we have to do is go back to Fake Podcast Blue and it just puts it back for you. So again, this is another way to start to build out what I like to call a master Premiere Pro project for yourself. These are the types of things that I have in mind. I have a set way of how I do my closed captions on social media posts, or even if in YouTube videos, like say if someone else is speaking another language in a YouTube video or something like that, and I want to have captions there for those sections, this is how I do it. I have these sort of built-in templates for my text moving forward. So that being said, that's how we can start to add, again, branding elements to our captions features, which is really fun and easy. Any questions in the comments? I see everyone's just saying hi, hanging out, which is cool. Robert, hello. Memories from a gig. I love that. Robert, that's a really good name. Trademark that for real. Who else? Hello. Oh, hey, Cloudy, what's up, girl? How you doing? Hi. I just saw you yesterday. Oliver, hello. Hi. Clever, hello. RB, hello. Okay, everybody's just hanging out. Melanie, hi. I think there was a Uma in here somewhere. Hello, Uma. Nice to see you. Okay, so that is captions. Now let's create some vertical content to promote said video podcast, right? We're going to switch over to, what are we going to switch over to? How do I want to build this? We should definitely switch to something though. Let's switch to editing for now. That feels right. That setup feels right. All right, so we're switching over to our editing setup. And then we are going to create a new sequence. Now, something, if you're not doing a video podcast, something you can always do is you can always cut down the sections you want to promote. So you'll notice in my sequence tab over here, I have a new sequence that I made before I got on the stream with y'all called Cut Down for Social. And in it, I just have everything we've done. Oh, we see I need to adjust our text now. Hold on. Window, Essential Graphics. Turn it on. Fake podcast. Boom. All right. So you see, I just made a section that's just our cold open, okay, where Andrew talks about freaking out seeing Paramore, seeing Billie Eilish at a Paramore concert. And something that you can always do if you're not doing a video podcast where, you know, it'll be really hard for Adobe Sensei to kind of know what to follow. You can always just right click on a sequence with your cut downs and then hit auto reframe sequence and go through adjusting everything, and it'll take a best guess of making everything perfectly vertical for you and deciding what to focus on. Because this is a video podcast, Adobe Sensei is like, I don't know who to focus on because there's just too much going on. So I don't recommend doing this for a video podcast. But the way I usually like to do my cut downs for social media is, especially for a video podcast, is I like to kind of break it up. So I just hit Command in, Control in on a PC to bring up a new sequence. I actually have some custom sequences saved, so that way I don't have to keep building them every time. And one of them is 9:16 vertical. For some reason, actually, that's not a built-in Premiere. I should turn that into a preset. Just saying. Anyway, so we're gonna have this as our sequence, and we hit OK. Now we have our vertical sequence, which, by the way, quick side note, we also have a vertical workspace. Keep that in mind. So that way, if you start transitioning into more vertical stuff, it's like easier, you know, to work through. So let's go ahead and have it that way. And then what I'm going to do now, cut downs for social, I'm literally going to just take this whole thing. I'm going to copy, Command C, Control C, and then I'm going to paste. And I am now going to show y'all how I like to adjust my videos for video podcast episodes for social. So really quickly, what I like to do is, let's see, cool. I usually like to make whoever is the main person speaking be the topmost section, and then have both of us, so people can see who my response is if I'm on the episode, the bottom section. So I just like to kind of split it up that way. So this top layer is me, cool, and then this bottom layer is Andrew. Andrew's the one talking through this whole thing. So I'm going to highlight all of them, all of Andrew, and then I'm going to hold down Option and drag up. And you'll see that has now duplicated everything I had highlighted, and I'm just going to bring that up. So now there is a new track that is, again, just a repeat of Andrew all the way. Then I'm going to go through and I'm just going to highlight the first clip, and I'm just going to adjust it to where I want it to go. So I want him to be sort of up here. You see I have my margins on. I can see more or less where the halfway point is of the screen, which is why I like using the margins. That little dash helps me see where halfway is. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go through and kind of adjust Andrew using the position parameters in the effects controls to just kind of get him more or less where I want him. And I'm actually going to go a little below halfway, because remember, when you're on TikTok, when you're on Instagram, you know, there's a lot of like just like stuff in the way up here that can be a little frustrating. So we're going to go, and this is about Andrew. You know, he's the main idea of the story for this intro. Okay, so once I like where he more or less is, I'm just going to go to motion. I'm going to click to highlight it, Command C, Control C on a PC, highlight the other two clips, Command V, Control V to paste those parameters. And now all of Andrew is up where he needs to be. And then we're going to repeat this again for the bottom two. So let's start with me. I'm V2 and similar vibe. I'm going to come down. Okay, there-ish, you know, we're going to scoot me over just a skosh. Okay, perf. And I want to adjust the crop I put on this just a smidge. There we go. So we can get me a little more halfway. Love it. Okay, and so now same thing. I like everything there. Command C, Control C to copy the parameters I did for motion. I'll also need to copy. Oh, wait, I need to hit the crop too. Oh, we'll have to adjust the crop, man. Never mind. But we're going to go ahead and paste it to those. And then with the crop, Command C, Control C to copy the crop settings I did. And the thing with this is I have to go through and delete the past crop on them. Otherwise, it'll just have crop twice, which is weird. Okay, so now I'm good. I'm where I should be. And then again, now we're going to do the same thing again with bottom Andrew. So again, just kind of adjust him down. Okay. And I don't want to do anything else. I think that's great, more or less. Highlight motion for him, Command C, Control C, and then highlight the rest of them, Command V, Control V to paste. And there we go. Let's play back a little bit what we've got. It's pretty big on the screen, so let's play it back.
I actually just saw Paramore, which I like pretend to be a not excitable person. And I went to go see Paramore, and they're like, let's welcome our friend Billie Eilish. And Billie Eilish came out, and I had to sit down because I almost passed out. And so I'm at the concert on the ground, just like trying to like get my breath back, and then got up and got to see Billie Eilish sing with Hayley Williams, and I was losing my mind. It was incredible.
So that was pretty good. Nice and cleaned up. We're going to make a couple more adjustments. But so one thing that's kind of a bummer, right, is our promo is now not necessarily going to be, you know, fit the way we want. There's a few things you can do. You know, one thing you can do is you can just resize something like this to just kind of be, you know, the size you know, just kind of fit it to the screen. And then maybe if you want to throw a color behind it, again, reinforcing the branding, you know, you can go to the projects and hit new item. Oop, cancel. Yeah, hit new item and then go to color matte. And when you do that, the color matte is going to pick the settings of whatever sequence is active generally. So hit OK. And then, you know, again, we're living on that blue life because we're not trying to be stressed. It's not a stressful podcast. It's a happy podcast. Hit OK. And we'll call it Fake Podcast Blue. You know what I'm saying? Redundancy. And then, you know, throw it there. And it's not the best thing. Here's how we make it cute. Actually, here's how we make it cute. Okay, like we did this on purpose. We're not cheap. You know what I'm saying? We make our scale a little lower, maybe to there, right? And then this is like my secret sauce for making things look like I did it on purpose, because I did. Effects. Hit that drop shadow option. Okay. We're throwing it on the whole thing. Make some minor adjustments. Distance, okay. Make it, I don't know why, but I always like having a white drop shadow effect. And I always like to make sure that it's not soft at all. So, you know, soft makes it, you know, kind of like fuzz out a little bit. Instead, I just make it 0. So that way it really looks like you purposely did something here, you know? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what we can do next to reinforce that there is another video to check out, we can hop over to, oh, did I close the tab? I must have. 1 second. Thought I had the tab open. Whoops the doodle. Let me pull it up over here and then I'll drag it over for y'all to look at. Perf. So something that I want to make sure people realize about Adobe Express that I don't see people like talking about usually is that you can just start from scratch here and you can like find a lot of really basic vector assets in Adobe Express. So remember, Adobe Express is built into your Creative Cloud account. You get access to this along with your full suite account if you have one. So I'm just going to go to Instagram story and hit create from scratch, just honestly, so I can just get to the editing page. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements over here on the side. And then I am going to shift over to icons. I believe it's icons. And I'm just going to type in some of the, how would I put this? Some of the sort of like, app icons that like we usually need, you know? So like, let's say YouTube. Boom. We have a whole bunch of just, hey, the basic play triangle button. I'm just going to hit one and throw it in here. Okay, it looks like it's filled with black. Let's make it filled with white instead, which is going to make it hard to see, but that's okay. Here, we can make the background color black for now. All right, so we have this YouTube one. Perfect. Now let's add another page. Same size. Perf. All right, so let's add another page now, and let's do another icon that we know we're going to need to promote the podcast. So let's say it's like Spotify. Let's see what they have for that. Okay, they got like, you know, kind of off-brand Spotify. You know what I'm saying? We can work with that. Let's go ahead and throw this one in here. Great. We're just gonna put it in the center. We're gonna mess with these more later, but just throwing them in the center. And then, oh, actually, we only got 5 minutes left. Okay, we'll just do YouTube and Spotify for now, and then we'll go from there. Let's change the background color to black. Change this to white. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna head over to download. We're going to do all pages. We're going to do PNG. Okay. That's important. So that way you don't have to worry about the background, I believe. Hopefully. I think. I did change the background color. So we'll see if it honors that. I might need to go back in and like do some other stuff. And then let's see now. What do we got? Untitled. We'll throw it in our Adobe Live folder we've been building. PNGs. No, that's too redundant. App icons. That feels good. Save. Okay, it did something. Let's see here. Let's open up the Finder and let's see if it did it right. Or if I need to go back in and get rid of that black background. Oh, I gotta go back. Okay, I gotta go back in and get rid of the black background. Hold up, y'all. Actually, you know what? We're gonna let it ride. Or are we gonna try to fix it? Do we have time? We kind of don't. That's the one we want. We want that. There we go. And then let me go back to page 1. I always forget how to go back to the page. Oh, there it is. That guy. Perf. And then we change the background to be no background. There we go. Now we're in business, y'all. Now we got this. Download. Again, transparent PNG. Did I do all pages? I don't think I did. I did not do all pages. All right. Download. All right. Here we go. App icons. Take 2. All right. Now we're here. Oh my gosh, it's a race against the clock. We have like 3 minutes left in this live. Will she make it? We shall see. Okay. Opening the Finder on the other side of the screen. Why am I always like low-key making it stressful to do the live on time? All right. We have them. Throwing them in. They're here. Do not let the black background scare you, because that is not what's actually there. I promise. Do I promise? Can I keep that promise? Let's see. Switch over to our program. I was correct. And now we're just going to do some simple motion. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. Spotify, dragging it on top as well. Okay. Here we go. And then where we at? Oh, switch to the source so I can see what's going on here. Yes, there we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then bring it down. Adjust it. That Spotify logo is a little wonky against the YouTube one, huh, y'all? That's all right, though. Y'all are getting the point. Point of the story being, don't forget about Express. you know? Yes, bada bing, bada boom, all the way. I used to say it ironically, and then it became part of who I am. And now I just say bada bing, bada boom a lot. All right. So here we go. We now have an ending situation. That doesn't feel too bad. This feels like we did this on purpose. Am I right? So, final thing, like some super simple text. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to use the text icon. Nothing crazy. Oh, no, I don't need detection. Thank you. Nothing crazy. We're going to hit our text icon. And then we're just going to like, you know, some sort of link. I would assume we would have a website for a podcast, just like our landing page, you know what I'm saying? Watch the It was like watch slash listen, right? Watch slash listen, right? You know, something like that. And I would assume people would know where to go to watch slash listen to our awesome fake podcast. So, because we would be really good about promoting it, I would like to think. Okay, so we're going to bring up our essential graphics. Where is that guy? There it is. And then we're going to adjust it again to be in our branding that we have created. Now, we could use our fake podcast style. You know, we could do that, but you know, with this slide, it kind of doesn't make sense. So, and then yeah, there we go. I want to. Oh my goodness, we have 1 minute, y'all. All right, we're gonna change it to white. Boom. And this is more or less how I would promote my video podcast for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I would throw YouTube Shorts in there as well. All right, y'all. It has been so great hanging out with y'all this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Seriously, it's been a joy and a pleasure. Yeah, so with that being said, remember to download the files, play around with the podcast episode. I'm slightly debating posting this actually on social on my Instagram just so people can, know that we did it. Let me know in the comments if I should do that. But again, thank you so much. Stay tuned because I know we have another really great live coming up next. I think with Mandy, if I'm correct, Mandy Celine, who's a good friend of mine. So yeah, again, I'm Hallease, endeavoring to persevere as always, and have a great rest of your week, y'all.